Hi guys, this is Igor from Czechoslovakia and you are watching Payton Priv TV. Здравствуйте, это Игорь с Чехословакии и вы смотрите на Payton Priv TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Payton Priv TV. I'm Payton Privitera here with Phil Privitera, coming to you live from our beautiful Payton Priv TV studios.
Now, the last time that we filmed, it was a beautiful July day, 2019. The Red Sox were in the middle of a 5-1 run against both the Tampa Bay Rays and the New York Yankees. And everybody said that if they started off well, especially us, if they started off well and they continued on a run, there's a chance that they possibly could be a contender to win the AL East. They certainly would be in the playoffs. But since that taping, the team went 0-8. Finishing out the run, a grand salami of 5-9. What do you think, Payton?
As you say, this was not the best of stretches for the Boston Red Sox. Going 0-8 in this stretch certainly did not help them, especially since all 8 games were against the Rays and Yankees, 2 teams they have to catch in the standings in order to make the playoffs. It was also pretty disappointing that they made absolutely no moves at the trade deadline. Kind of a shocker to Red Sox Nation.
You know, we go back to that Yankee series. The Red Sox bats shut down. 5-1 at the beginning of this 14-game stretch. Completely shut down in Yankee Stadium. Had their moments, however, just could not string enough hits together. We look at the Yankee pitching. Once they hit the Bronx, okay, the Yankee pitching just shut down the Red Sox. And now if you're going to face a team with the Yankees in the playoffs and you're not hitting against them now, it's either now or never. So this is where you really got to have the cards out and let your hand show, and you got to play up to your full potential. So where do we turn from here?
We turn from here. So the Red Sox, just to close it out, they did in fact end their losing streak last night. They won a game against the Kansas City Royals. They're lowly. They're 31 games back in their own division. Not a prayer of making the playoffs. For all we know, they're mathematically eliminated. So as things stand right now in the American League East, the Boston Red Sox are 14.5 games behind the New York Yankees and 5.5 behind the Rays. Things are looking like they will not make the playoffs and will in fact be unable to defeat the Yankees in a playoff series. Who in this league, however, do you think can beat the Yankees?
Who can beat the Yankees here in 2019? The Los Angeles Dodgers. That's who. Los Angeles Dodgers right now the best team in the Major League Baseball. 75-40 right now. 16 games, in fact 18 games over their next place rivals in the NL West, the Diamondbacks and the Giants.
The Dodgers have always been perennial playoff contenders. They're looking to capture their 7th straight NL West regular season title. As things stand, they have the best record in all of Major League Baseball. What do you think is the key to them having such a sustained level of success at this point?
Well, I think if they can stay away from injuries right now, they certainly can be that team that can face the Yankees in the finals and beat them. This would be their 3rd straight appearance in the World Series Finals. Now, they had a little trouble last year with the middle relief, but they have patched that up in the offseason. They picked up Joe Kelly from the Boston Red Sox. He's been holding his own. They also have Maeda, who has been doing very well as a starting pitcher, but as the playoffs roll in, you might see that Dave Roberts might pull him back and put him into middle relief, which is really where he would have a strength. He was phenomenal prior to the All-Star break. But since the All-Star break, he's faltered a little bit. However, I think if Dave Roberts puts him back in a relief position, that would be the lineup that the Dodgers would need. They have stellar starting pitchers. They have Kershaw as their lead pitcher. They have Hyunjin Ryu, who is doing phenomenally. He was a fantastic rookie in 2018, and he's holding his own as a starting pitcher right now. So the pitching is there, the bats are there. They have a few guys who are coming back from injury, and we can talk a little bit about that.
Right.
But this lineup is one that, from start to finish, has power.
Now, a fair amount of our viewers might not have heard much about the Dodgers since last October and November. I just want to familiarize them a little bit with this Dodgers roster. Last offseason, they traded away their big money man, Yasiel Puig, and lost Manny Machado into free agency. They went out and signed former Red Sox relief pitcher Joe Kelly. But other than that, they have essentially the same roster as they did last year. They still have JT. They still have Muncy. They still have the guys like Bellinger. Kershaw, who most recently passed Sandy Koufax for all-time strikeouts and is currently tied for 48th all-time. 4 pitches away from being 46th all-time.
And let's not forget to note, they actually picked up Kolarek. Kolarek, if we all remember, was the pitcher who was involved in the game that's under protest. He played for the Tampa Bay Rays, and it was the one game that's under protest from the series between the Red Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays, which would have had great playoff repercussions if the Red Sox played the way that we thought that they would.
Right. Now, as you and I know, the Dodgers roster is already pretty stacked. They have loads of talent at every position, but there are a number of fan favorites and well-known players who could be coming back from injury very soon and in time for the playoffs. Talk to us a little bit about that.
That's right. To add to what is already a stock Dodgers lineup, you got the likes of Kiki Hernandez, Chris Taylor, and David Freese, who, if Dave Roberts has anything to do with it and gets his wish, he will add them to what is already a stocked roster. And all prospects seem to point to the fact that all three of these players could be playing come October. So Payton, what do you see as the secret behind the Dodger victories and why they play so well?
Well, I think the key to the Dodgers having so many victories this season is a level of grit, level-headedness, and stick-to-itiveness we don't see from many other teams in Major League Baseball this season. Now, all of the Dodgers have 75 wins. Some of their most notable wins have been miracle, come from behind, bottom of the ninth, walk-off, extra inning games, particularly at home, where they've been down big and they've hung in there, they've strung together hits, come back, and you have guys like JT, Max Muncy, Cody Bellinger, who in times you need them, in the clutch, can step up to the plate and be heroes in that city of Los Angeles.
I think there's been more walk-off home runs that I can remember and walk-off hits than any other season. And that's what's taking them to where they need to be. You can steal those games that normally you would otherwise lose. Those are the numbers that you need, especially when it comes down to the end of the season. If you can steal a game or two in a 5 or a 7 game series, that's what's going to take you over the top to be a World Series champion. We're going to take a quick break for station identification and come back with some more discussion.
Hello, this is Marissa Lavezzari from Orange County, California, and you're watching Payton Priv TV. Go Dodgers! The Dodgers have been leading the NL West and have the best record in baseball with 76 wins and 40 losses. This season they have decided to call up rookies from their AAA team who have helped lead them to many victories. I firmly believe that the Dodgers will make it back to the World Series for the 3rd year in a row, this time against the New York Yankees, and bring home a victory if they continue to keep the bats hot and maintain a strong bullpen. Thank you.
Hey, how you doing? It's Steve from Long Beach, talking about those Dodgers. Hey, first team to 70-game win. We're going to do it this year. 3rd time's a charm. Go Dodgers.
Okay, we're back. And going forward, how do you see the Dodgers' schedule as we creep into August, lead into September, and then head into the fateful month of October?
Well, they're going to have some fun to watch games coming up. Last night they beat the Cardinals in an 8-0 slaughter. They have 2 more games to be played before that series ends. And then the Dodgers are going to move on to play against division rival Arizona Diamondbacks and then the Miami Marlins. But the series to mark your calendar for is going to come later on in the season when they play against the New York Yankees. Now, if the season were to end today, the Yankees and the Dodgers would be the regular season champions of the American and National Leagues. I think this series is going to be a preview of things to come in the World Series.
And I agree with that. If we go back in time to the late 70s, these two teams had the series of series, okay? They would face each other in the World Series, and this goes back to the days when Reggie Jackson used to light the lamp, okay? And if this is a time that if ever the Los Angeles Dodgers could shine and make up for all those lost championships that they could have had against the New York Yankees, this is the time, and I think this is the team that could do it.
Right. Speaking of lost championships, a lot of people think to say going to the finals and losing or the World Championship and losing can damage a team. It can hurt player morale. It can get in their heads. Obviously, the Dodgers have lost not one, but the past 2 World Series, and I think this year is their year. If you ask me to predict right now, I think we're going to see the LA Dodgers go over against the New York Yankees in the 2019 World Series. Next on the show, we're going to get some special insight from our guest, Anthony Quiles. Anthony, who do you see winning this year's World Series?
I think it's going to be Astros, Yankees, or Dodgers. I think Dodgers will probably clinch the National League in the next few weeks.
Sounds like we have a Dodgers fan on the line. But you're a lifelong Boston native, aren't you?
Obviously, I'm a Red Sox Red Sox fan, but Dodgers is the team that's going to make it this year, I believe.
Phenomenal. I agree with you there, Anthony. The Dodgers are going to be a really tough team to get past these playoffs. Finally, here on the show, we'd be remiss if we didn't reflect upon the most recent events that took place in Dayton, Ohio, and El Paso, Texas.
Our thoughts and prayers go out to the victims as well as the family and friends of anyone affected by those tragedies.
I'm Payton Privitera.
And I'm Phil Privitera.
And as always, thank you for watching
Payton Priv TV.